Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the release of Duck Hunt and its mini re-releases. Now there's really not a lot of them, so let's go ahead and jump right here. The first release of Duck Hunt on the NES. October of 1985, the game released. We all know it was with the light gun on the NES, one of the few games on there, but in reality, the Duck Hunt series and idea, or I suppose inspiration for it, started back in 1976 with the laser clay shooting system. This was back when Nintendo really focused in on arcade games, and this was found in many bowling alleys as well, only in Japan. It used a 16mm film to work it. It's quite an interesting setup that they had there. Definitely a rarity in the Nintendo history. After that, in 1985 in North America, before the NES version released, a Versus Duck Hunt arcade cabinet was released. And of course, later that year, Duck Hunt did release on the NES. Now 3 years later, in 1988, the Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt double cartridge released. This was a bundle with the NES. Really the most common game really on the NES, and most common version. If you have a few NES games laying around, this is probably the version you have. It's pretty cheap nowadays. Also, you know, this is the most common game, so definitely got a Duck Hunt in many people's hands. 2 years later, in 1990, it was re-released again, this time including World-Class Track Meet. This one's a little more rare, not super expensive nowadays, but definitely a little harder to track down. Now, this would be the last release of Duck Hunt, the original one, and there wouldn't be a sequel, so Duck Hunt that was it. It was only on the NES, and we wouldn't see it again until the Virtual Console on the Wii U in 2014. Released internationally December 25th of that year. And yeah, this is the first re-release of it. This utilized the Wii Remote as the pointer control. Pretty strange it didn't come to the original Wii Virtual Console, but whatever, you know, it's good to see that it did get a re-release. So, yeah, that's pretty much it though. Started out back in the arcades with clay pigeon shooting, and did come to the arcades with the Versus series of arcade cabinets, before of course becoming the original game, Duck Hunt on NES, a few re-releases, and finally the Virtual Console. So hopefully maybe someday Nintendo will re-release it on the Switch. Not sure how that would work, not really having dedicated pointer controls. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know what you think, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.